ve lo posso vedere pian piano che arrivano.
Oh, okay.
10, 12, 13. Hey everybody, if you're just signing in, you're in the right place. This is Lars Leicht from the SOMM Journal. We're going to be starting our webinar very soon with Luca Bosio. I'm just waiting for everybody to get signed in and for us to get live on Facebook. So bear with us, give us 1 minute. Take this time to open your wine if you're one of those lucky individuals to get some. And if you didn't get it through the SOMM Foundation, then by all means grab
Thank you.
All right. Hey everybody, this is Lars Leicht from the SOMM Journal. Welcome if you're joining us. Well, obviously you're joining us and you're always welcome. So we're just having a couple of little technical difficulties, but we're going to get our webinar started. So I'm here with Luca Bosio. We are up here in beautiful Barolo, in one of the 11 villages, and we can't wait to get started and talk to you about what we're doing. But I just want to, first of all, say thank you to the SOMM Journal. Thank you to Quintessential Wines, and thank you to SOMM Foundation, who helped provide 48 people, 48 members with some samples to taste with us tonight. We made a command decision to take one really great wine, which is the 10-year reserve, and send that out to 48 lucky SOMMs. But Luca and I have already started drinking tonight. I'm sorry, but we thought it would be fun to illustrate it with a couple of his other wines that are available in the market. I promise you we'll get as soon as we can to tasting. But Luca, I would like to say welcome, but you should be welcoming me because I took a train up from my home in Wembley today, and I'm here in Verduno, one of the 11 villages of Barolo, and we're at the tasting room of BEL COLLE Vineyards, and this has been well worth the trip, I can assure you that. So Luca, tell us a little bit about the whole Luca Bosio story. Your winery, and this is a great story, you're third generation. We hear this a lot in the wine business, and the third generation takes over a family wine emporium. You were, as third generation, you took over, but you really did more than that. We went from Bosio family that your grandfather founded, your father ran, and they actually really literally gave you the keys to the shop, and now it's called Luca Bosio. And I mean, you are 35 years old. Exactly. I have shoes older than you, but you have done a very impressive job as the new generation. I know you went to school here up the hill at Alba, one of Italy's oldest, most historic universities for winemaking, enology, and viticulture. So congratulations. So tell us a little bit about the story. Luca and I are sipping his Luca Bosio Barolo.
First of all, thank you for attending our webinar. I'm very proud to be here and to show some of our wines. First of all, we are a family. We are a family business, and we've been in the business for more than 50 years. So my grandfather started in the 60s, you know, just after the Second World War and the rebuilding of Italy, and my grandfather decided to start a wine business.
It's a courageous story.
Yeah, thank God he decided to do this. And now we're in the third generation, and as I'm used to say, I spent all my life in the vineyards, in the winery. I grew up around the vineyards. I studied enology in the high school and university, and so I used to say that if I don't make wine, I wouldn't know what else I could do. So it's not just work, it's not just business, it's passion, it's life. So discussing about Luca Bosio Vineyards, this is my signature brand, and was named after me in 2012, just, after graduation in viticulture and enology, my family told me, Luca, that's time for decision, for strong decision. What do you want to do in your life? I said, I already decided I want to be in the wine business and I want to produce my wines. I want to keep on producing in the same way my father, my grandfather used to do, keeping some innovation, bringing some, something I learned in university, my high school period. And so we started with Luca Bosio Vineyards, which is a kind of sharing between tradition and innovation. You will feel tradition when, when we talk about aging in barrels rather than respect of grapes or respect of vineyards, but then innovation in terms of, be very precise on vinification, very precise in vineyards, trying to be sustainable. We've been certified sustainable this year, both for the vineyards and the winery. So this is how it works around Luca Bosio Vineyards. And this Barolo is the expression of a work of the years.
And I can see that, and I can already tell, and I apologize that I'm tasting wine without anybody else being able to taste with me, but when you have the opportunity to taste this wine, you will see that there is no way in the world that I would call this a modern Barolo, but I would say that it has a contemporary flair to it, in that you can see the color is very nice and light, as a good Barolo should be, as traditional classic Barolo should be. And at the same time, you've got those beautiful acids on the side, but there's this sort of core of warm fruit that really just envelopes the mouth. It lifts the aromas and it extends the finish to a tremendous amount. Would you say that's an accurate description on your side?
Yeah, I mean, all our wines want to be elegant, yet strong, floral, yet fruity, complex, but always respectful of our tradition.
Yes.
I mean, we are very proud to be in Piedmont, in Langhe area, and we must respect what our all generations created for us. And so we have to bring what they do, bring it into the future. And now we are, but we have always to remember what our grandfathers done for us.
Yeah. I think it was Isaac Newton who said, if I can see further than those who went before me, it is because I stand on their shoulders.
Exactly, that's nice. That's nice.
I like that. So we have another wine here, PASSATO, which is another sort of reflection of your winemaking style. Is something that you separated out on purpose. Tell us a Okay, we're back.
We are back. Sorry.
You do have choices now, especially.
No, we have a lot of choices, but we decided to be organic and sustainable. And PASSATO, is just an organic version of my philosophy, my ethic on making wine as Luca Bosio. So we work with several vineyards spread in Langhe area, and then at this point, we try to create the best wine made with organic grapes. So the approach is the same.
I think we're frozen.
No, I don't understand why.
We need some technical assistance here. Dawn, are you there?
We can close and open
Yes.
again.
Okay, so are we good? Okay, we're back.
We're back. Sorry.
We're in the hills of Piedmont, and Luca's going to pour me some more wine.
Yep, absolutely.
But so, talking about choices, you clearly today have choices.
Yes, we have choices. We have many opportunities on making wines and train vineyards, but we decided to work as in the past, but focus into innovation in future. So Passato is our organic answer to Luca Bosio philosophy, Luca Bosio brands.
I love it. It's fantastic. Now, obviously, it's also a little bit of a challenge because you say certified organic, but that's in Europe. And in the US, we cannot call it certified organic. It's made from organic grapes.
Exactly. So for the US rules, our wines are organic in terms of grapes, not in terms of wines.
Right.
But it's just different rules versions. But anyway, they are certified organic for European Union.
The big issue is US considers organic if there are no added sulfites, but sulfites was something that the ancient Romans were using. Sulfur dioxide. So
Yes, I mean,
it's a little frustrating.
yeah.
Bottom line is the wine is excellent. Both of these wines that I'm tasting again, here too, I'm getting that core of really nice warm fruit, good acidity as you would expect in a classic Barolo, good color as you would expect in a classic Barolo, maybe even a little bit lighter than the Luca Bosio Barolo, same thing.
And that depends on the vineyards. What is good about Nebbiolo as a grape is that grow very well in Piedmont, but not anywhere else in the world. But even in Piedmont, it has some difference, and that's why single vineyards, single crew, and specific vinification makes a lot of difference, even in the same appellation, even in the same vintage, even from the same producer.
Right.
Because when we are respectful of the crew of the vineyard, then you will see the difference in the glass.
Absolutely. Now, speaking of respect, and I'm not trying to rush it because we have a lot of points to get across, but I know that a lot of people sitting there with their bottle of Reserva di Acciani, 10-year reserve. So I want to get to that, and please explain to us. I'm going to invite, if you have the wine, please go ahead and join it. I'm not going to dump this stuff.
Yeah.
But tell us a little bit about BEL COLLE. What is BEL COLLE?
First of all, BEL COLLE is a winery my family bought in 2015, so 8 years ago. It's a winery founded in the 70s by an important industrial family from the area. And they didn't have a new generation working in the business, so they decided to sell. But they didn't want to sell to anybody except from people from Piedmont, because they wanted to have new generation working respectfully of what they did in BEL COLLE. And so in 2015 we entered into the winery.
So I just want to clarify something. You say an industrial family, they weren't making industrial wines.
No. They were making stuff for building,
right. Textiles.
Exactly.
And that gave them the ability to purchase wine.
Exactly. I mean, they didn't have anything to do with wines except for BEL COLLE, because they really love this area and invested time and money in BEL COLLE.
And clearly, if they were holding back, they had some tremendous standards. They didn't, as you said, they didn't want to just sell to anybody.
Yeah. What was important for us when we decided to start working in BEL COLLE was, I don't want to repeat every time the word respect, but for me it's very important to respect what they created before us. And so the best way was to keep the winemaker who has been working for BEL COLLE for more than 20 years, is still working with us, and he's been working for more than 20 years. He created.
I got something outside.
Yeah. You must have finished today in the winery. Yeah. And he's a very nice man with a great knowledge about wine. And so we decided to have him as a head winemaker. And we share decision together, but the style is always named after him, because we really wanted to be focused on the way it was used to produce the wines. So BEL COLLE is well known to be tradition, respect, and specific vinification from some of the best cru and single vineyards of Langhe area, Barolo and Barbaresco, firstly.
I think it's cool. I mean, you explained to me earlier that you are the one that is literally hands-on with Luca Bosio wines and PASSATO wines, whereas he is the one.
Yeah.
Does his name tell us his name again?
Mario.
Mario was the one who was really hands-on with BEL COLLE, but you're sort of like, you got a hand on the shoulder.
Yes, I mean, exactly. I followed him. I learned a lot from him. He teaches me. I learned a lot in these 8 years. And
another giant.
Exactly. And I'm very proud to share with him our experience. And what you feel in the glass today is BEL COLLE from the past and BEL COLLE from today. Yeah. So we share experience together and we decide the way we want to produce our wines from now on. So the Riserva 10 anni is called in this way because we released the Riserva after 10 years from the harvest. So never earlier than 10 years. Okay. We don't have a recipe. We don't have specific vineyards we are used to use. Every year we decide. Every year we check if the quality is suitable for making 10 years old Riserva, and every year we say yes or no. So Riserva 10 anni is a wine you can find a vintage, a specific vintage, but maybe you don't find for the following one. So it always depends on the quality and checking point we decided to focus on Riserva.
I think it's a very unique and special way to bring wine to the market, rather than saying, oh, we have all vintages. We'll re-release the 78, we'll re-release this. You're really focusing and saying, we want to release this wine when we feel that it's showing its best.
Exactly. I mean, I know wine collectors, wine enthusiasts, restaurants, sommeliers are always this kind of approach, say, okay, this Barolo is good now, but you can sell it for other 10 years to have it stock.
Right.
Okay, I do it for you. I mean,
nice.
We decided to sell this wine for 10 years. So now it's on the market, and now you can get its peak in terms of quality, in terms of complexity, and it will be in this quality level for at least another 10 years, at least 10 to 15 for sure.
It's to me, this is very classic. I'll use the word old school loosely, but when I say old school, I mentioned that in these two wines, I noticed that little note of warmth, that core of warmth. Here, the core of warmth isn't necessarily as evident. The wine has still got beautiful fruit to it. It's very well balanced, but on the sides of your mouth, you know you're talking to Barolo. It's got the acids, it's got the tannins, but at the same time, it's still got roundness to it. And that's an expression of this area, I believe, as well. And it's a wine that it's a beautiful expression of nature.
It's made on purpose, everything. So the acidity, the tannins you still feel are because we decided and we created this wine on purpose. Yeah. So every year we decide to do this wine, then not all barrels are suitable, but we decided to use this vineyard, this grape, and this vinification, specific vinification, because we really believe this could be a great wine for making a Riserva 10 anni.
So you're, as we would say in American English, you're cherry picking from your production to make the best expression of the
Exactly. It's everything is on purpose. Every time.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about the vineyards that this comes from. Where are they located? How do they behave? Again, in general, because I know it's the same vineyard.
Yes, exactly. What is every year what is surely to get into this battle is that all vineyards come from Barolo. Okay, so we are very proud to be in Barolo.
It's not a single vineyard, it's a single township.
Exactly, it's a single town. Barolo is one of the hidden village of Barolo area. The most famous in videos were Serralunga, Monfort, Castiglione, and Barolo, of course. And Barolo now is getting more and more popular, and we are very proud of that because we always believe in Barolo as a site for Barolo. And we don't have one vineyard specific for making a Reserva di Gianni. We don't have a specific site, a specific crew.
Right.
Every year we decide, but we decide from the beginning. I mean, we decide from the vineyard, watching on the vineyards and say, okay, this can be suitable for making the Gianni because of their acidity, because of the compounds. Is suitable, and every year change.
Now, you just gave me a big opening. Every year changes. Let's talk a little bit about, what has happened from 2013 to 2023 in terms of just generally speaking, how you're dealing with the changes that we've had in the climate, whether you want to say it's long-term or it's cyclical. There are definitely changes that vineyard managers and winemakers have had to deal with. What are some of the changes that you guys have confronted?
What I'm sure is that in 10 years, everything changed.
Yeah.
Okay, that's for sure.
Clearly.
And what I heard from senior winemakers and other people, they say, we have never seen something like that in pigment in Landi. Today we are in mid-October and we have 30 degrees Celsius,
right,
which is not it's totally uncommon. It's not the way we are used to. But here we are, and so we have to face against the challenges. And surely, if we compare 2013 with 2023, for some points they are the opposite. For some others, they are closer than expected.
Right.
Opposite. Weather conditions. 2013 was classic vintage with very wet and long winter, with a wet springtime, with a very warm summertime.
Remember, it's a hot,
very warm summertime, and harvest was done in mid-October. Okay. Wines were outstanding, very classic vintage, very nice, not over-structured, but very elegant. 2023, dry winter, dry spring, dry summer. We got this year less than 70% of the usual rain we are used to having pigment. But then something during the ripening changed for some reason. Honestly, I don't have the answer. Maybe we'll have the answer in the next years. But for some reasons, we had the technology ripening, which means just concentration in sugar, which arrived later than phenolic maturation, which is about tannins and oil compounds. So we have rich wines, not just for the pure, but for forbidden wines, rich wines in terms of color, in terms of polyphenolic compounds, but less concentration in sugar. It means less alcohol content.
Right.
So there will probably be.
It's almost contradictory.
Exactly. Is all school books and all professors always said before sugar concentration, later on phenol concentration. That is one of the first rules of vinification all over the world. And this year something changed. So,
and it's also an anomaly for Italy, because Tuscany, a lot of the regions in South Sicily, inundated with rain. It was one of the worst years for Peronospora, for moldy mildew, downy mildew. And I know our neighbors in Asti got hit by some terrible hailstorms.
Hailstorms from Romania to Asti. We got a lot of damage. Discussing with Mario, the winemaker of BEL COLLE, he told me, I've been working in the wine world for more than 40 years. I've never seen something like that. So, and that's a good point for professional winemakers. As every year we have some new challenges. So it's not a boring job.
For sure. So the only constant is change.
It's change. Every year something new will happen. And this year we have got this big surprise of waiting for technology maturation, and now discovered that we already have phenomenal maturation.
That's crazy. I mean,
That's crazy.
That's what you stay up nights hoping for, right?
We didn't know first neither how to manage at the beginning.
Right.
So now we are doing very good unification. We are approaching in a new way, in another way, and so we did it almost everything learned in the past and trying to approach into this new world.
So alcohol content will actually be a little bit lower, which is to me not.
Which is not so bad.
Glass.
But it's something we didn't manage. I mean, natural weather created this situation for us, and we didn't manage. We just, what we can do is just get what we received from the nature this year, and we'll see for next one.
Yeah.
Next year we're gonna have another webinar, and maybe we can discuss.
So what do you see, what do you have to say to our audience of sommeliers? Expectations, how to best promote or sell or convince a client that a Barolo, especially one of your Barolos, what is it that the stories that they can best tell to their customers at the table?
Surely Barolo is not the most friendly wine. I mean,
user friendly.
Exactly. So it's tough wine with it's not easy to understand at all. But I really think that with this Riserva 10 anni, we made a good job in this terms to get it more friendly to the most possible people. So, I mean, when you think about Barolo, you think about the wine with strong tannins, very dry, not every time food friendly, but it is.
Oh, it's wildly food friendly. It depends on the food.
It depends, exactly, it depends on the food. I mean, when you come to Italy and we have a specific tradition in terms of food, Barolo works well. Maybe not with all international kind of food, it might not work well. When young, when dry, when, with everything we already said before, of course. But with this Barolo Riserva, we try to have everything done. So it's a good wine, approachable under all point of view, both in terms of quality and price-wise as well. I mean, we don't want to be overpriced, so it's something we really believe every wine must be approachable for almost everyone, not everyone, almost for everyone.
But this Riserva is extremely approachable. It is not tired in any sense. It's mature, but it's not tired in any sense of the word. It's got beautiful, fresh fruit flavors to it. It's got structure. It's very dry. It's got the tannins, all the structure is there, but it's so very much alive. So if somebody decided, yeah, they wanted to age this another 10 years, would you tell them not to, or?
At least.
Right, exactly.
At least after 10 years.
Exactly.
Now, you can drink it now, and you're drinking a very good Barolo with its best expression. But if you want, you can sell it for other 10 years without any.
I can see that.
I can see
that easily. Let's talk for a minute. Let's go back a step and talk about the Passato. do you think that organics make Barolo more ageable, less ageable, or doesn't change much?
I think organic doesn't have anything to do with cellaring. I mean, you can produce a very good Barolo organic and a very bad Barolo in a traditional management. So what is important is work with good vineyards, the best place, in the best crew, and create from the grapes you get the best expression in wine.
Right.
Basically, you don't have to do anything. if the grapes are good, everything is done. You just have to keep for the time that they are in the winery, and then close the bottle and sell what the Lange provided us.
I bet Mario might disagree with that a little bit. He's got a little bit of work to do there, for sure. So you're producing Barolos, you are producing.
We are producing as a family. We have these two wineries, Bosio, which is between Lange and Monferrato area, and BEL COLLE, which is in Lange. So in BEL COLLE we do mostly all wines from Lange, so from Barbera to Nebbiolo, Barolo, Barbaresco. We are very focused on those wines. And in Bosio we do again all wines from Lange, but then we move to Monferrato, so Barbera from Asti region, Moscato d'Asti, which is our sweet wine, Gavi, Armenis. So we have a wide range of wines, as well as for organic, for Passato, where we start from white wine, such as Chardonnay and Armenis, up to Barbaresco and Barolo. We have several vineyards located in the best places in Lange, Monferrato, and Oenologist.
So tell us a little bit about, and this is, I think, on a lot of SOMM's wines, especially those going into blind tastings and whatnot. Tell us some of the subtleties between Barolo and Barbaresco.
Barolo and Barbaresco are probably the best expressions of Nebbiolo worldwide. They are so close, but they are so different one from each other. Think that from Barolo to Barbaresco, there are just 15 to 20 kilometers. So I mean nothing, but everything changed. So, and this is the greatness of Nebbiolo grape. So in Barolo, which usually is warmer as area, you get these wonderful wines with a huge aging potential. Barbaresco, which is usually, I say usually because you never know what will happen in the future, but usually provide more elegant wines due to the different microclimate, thanks to the river passing through the area, so the Tunnel River, passing through, and so
mighty Tunnel.
Valle Tunnel. But in both ways, you have a great expression of Nebbiolo, and if you go deeper into the appellation, every vineyard, every single group, every producer is so different. So this is the greatness of Nebbiolo in every aspect. So the vineyard, the weather, and the winemaker can make big difference.
I kind of like also your philosophy. We discussed this a little bit earlier about a little bit of a debate in Barolo is do you go single vineyard or do you go a blend of multiple vineyards? I love your philosophy about saying we want to go single area, single community. I think that's
a philosophy we approach. This is the way we really like. I mean, I'm used to say that single vineyard is something we love because to respect the single crew.
Yeah, it's sexy. It's kind of real sense of sexy.
Blending is a winemaker heaven, where you can blend and start making
Social
your own
differences.
creation. Exactly. Making a blend of a single village is a midway.
Yeah.
You can work with different vinification, different vineyard, but always with a connection among all of them, which is the village.
Right. Cool. Yeah. Now I'm going to throw you a curveball, which is a very American statement. Sorry, there's got to be a better term for it. Calcio, Italiano, but something unexpected coming at you.
No,
Really
I'm ready.
had this discussion, but so you have two small children.
Yeah.
All right, you have a son and a daughter. If you were blessed enough, and if you were good enough to convince them to come into the business, do you see them changing it to their name or keeping Luca Bosio going forward?
I think there is space for both. Yeah, I mean, Luca Bosio in the future can be a signature brand around the family. So they might start, I use might because I would like to say they will, but you can't do that. Yeah, they may create around the brand Luca Bosio Vineyards, their roots, and then move to their own brand for the future. Right. And that is something, if they will decide to go forward in this business, I truly hope for them to make their own road, their own brand, their own philosophy and history.
Yeah, cool. Tell me how your father deals with the Luca Bosio progression.
My father is a great man, first of all. So I used to say that I would like in the future to be for my kids what my father has been for me. Right. So it was my father and my mom, because they both are involved in the family and in the business. They let me decide everything in my life, always. But I was sure that every time, what you mentioned,
yeah,
they were
I
there.
would bet on it.
They were there for me. So when I graduated, I decided, I already decided in the past what was my future. But when I had to give an official start to my future, my dad told me, to start something, you have to create something new. So let's brand the company, the winery, Luca Bosio Vineyards, because from now on, it's you. Yep. So it's not
it, as we say.
So it's I was very proud and I was very happy. And then when I understood exactly what my father's words meant in reality, I felt, with a big weight on my neck, because hey, come on, they decided to change the name of the winery from Bosio to Luca Bosio. So
they threw you in the pool and told you to swim.
Come on, it's up to you. And so I felt the responsibility, and I try every day, even now, to build up a good company with a good past and good future.
What are some of your earliest moments of being in the vineyard, being in the winery? Uh-oh.
I was 3 or 4 years old.
Okay.
There still was winter here in Piedmont, so we were used to get a lot of snow at the time. And I remember my grandfather with this snow just arriving on the ground. He told me, "Luca, would you like to taste something different?" Yes, why not? He brought me in a glass some snow, and he filled it up with some Moscato. Wow, I tasted it and said, wow, that's amazing. And probably that was my first approach to wine world.
Would you so we say a lot of times.
My mom didn't know at that time.
I wouldn't have told.
Otherwise, she could kill my grandfather.
So that was your, what we call in the industry, what we call it, Sam said that aha moment, the moment the light bulb went on. I'm going to do this.
That's my future.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's very, very cool. I don't know how to top that. We've had a great 40 minutes here of talking. You want to tell us a little bit more about some of your philosophies, some of your feelings?
I'm always used to think about myself to be as a young winemaker, but with a great heritage from the past.
Yep.
Not just from my family, but from all the area. So if today Langhe, Barolo, Barbaresco are the wines, are the area everybody knows, is thanks to what all generations done and created for us. So we have to take the heritage, look in the future, and go forward.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How do you feel when you're walking around town, when you're going to a restaurant, you're in a wine bar, you're just having a drink, you're on the side of the road, whatever it is? There's a lot of big names. There's a lot of important names in the Barolo area and the Barbaresco area. Do you feel at all, did you ever feel at all intimidated? Do you feel welcome? Do you feel like?
I feel very proud to be one of them.
Cool.
I mean, to be
Should.
one of the winery in one of the most amazing places in the world. I'm lucky. I feel very lucky, and again, feeling lucky, I work every day in the most toughest way I can to be proud to be here and to have everybody working with me in the same way.
This is a great saying. This is the harder you work, the luckier you get.
Yeah,
I can tell you work hard. So congratulations on that. Can I have a little bit more wine to toast you with and to toast our SOMM audience with? You're doing some amazing things here with that. And I know you have respect from your peers. Your peers, your fellow winemakers, even the legends in there. So salute, grazie mille.
cheers.
Thank you. And
Grazie.
thank you again from the SOMM Journal, SOMM Foundation. This has been on Facebook Live. You can see the recording on sommjournal.com, and there will be a recap in Meredith. Don't holler at me, but I'm going to say it's either going to be the December issue or the February issue, but there will be a slight recap of this in the print edition. So keep an eye out for it. And thank you, Luca, for the generosity and sharing.
Thank you for sharing with me some moments, and thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
Salute, everybody. Thank you.
Salute.